Welcome back, Nerd Squad. My name is Roya Destroya, and this is Top 10 Nerd. Charles Francis Xavier was the son of New York nuclear researcher Brian Xavier and his wife Sharon. After a tragic accident leaves Sharon widowed, she then marries Brian's co-worker Kurt Marco, giving Charles a new stepdad and a terrible new stepbrother Kane. It's in his times with these sad family dynamics that he begins to discover his mutant telepathic powers, and the story of the X-Men grows from there. So let's take a look at the top 10 surprising facts about Professor X. In the number 10 spot, we have who inspired his character. Stan Lee has stated himself that, in regards to his physical depiction, Professor X's appearance was inspired by film and stage actor Yul Brynner, whose personal trademark was his shaved head. Personality-wise, Professor X's diplomatic stance against oppression and natural leader tendencies are modeled after Martin Luther King Jr., and the 60s creation of X occurred simultaneously with the time of the Civil War. Coming in at number 9, he is a highly trained martial artist. It may not seem like it, as we have been conditioned to see X as a physically frail older man often bound to a wheelchair, but from his days as a globetrotter, he picked up a thing or two in Asia from martial arts masters. Combined with his abilities to predict his opponent's moves telepathically, he would have been pretty much unstoppable before his paralysis. Even with the disability, he is still extremely overpowered. Next, at number 8, he is part of the Illuminati. Yep, right up there with Beyonce and Obama and Lady Gaga. Marvel's Illuminati was formed by Tony Stark after the Kree-Skrull War, with the purpose of keeping humanity safe from alien threats. In fact, it was his idea to try to kill Scarlet Witch after she demolished Hawkeye. He does want everyone to know, however, that he had nothing to do with sending the Hulk to space. Not that he disagreed with the decision afterwards. In the number 7 spot, we have the Xavier Protocols. Keeping a bunch of mutants under your wing is dangerous. No matter how loyal they are to you, they can have their minds possessed, they can become tempted by the dark side, they can get really mad when the Wi-Fi isn't working again. If you say you're connected, then act like it, dude. So in the event of emergency, Prof keeps detailed records on how to kill every single mutant, including himself. Now imagine those files falling into the wrong hands. Such as, I don't know, maybe Bastion's? Coming in at number 6, he once let humans into his school. Allowing human students to enter his institute seemed like an important move for X, as an advocate of integration between humans and mutants, but it did not end very well. Tensions were extremely high, and eventually one mutant, by the name of Quentin Quire, started a riot that killed several students. As much as we are advocates against segregation, maybe there should have been some in this instance. Next up at number 5, he tried to kill his sister in the womb. In New X-Men 121, it's revealed that, while he was in the womb, Charles sensed his twin sister was an evil entity, and tried to bump her off for the good of humanity. Sharon miscarried, but disturbingly, baby Cassandra Nova was actually a Momodry, a bodiless parasitic life form that was able to fester as a mass of cells in a sewer until she gained a physical form, and began to plot her revenge. Up next at number 4, he can talk to animals. Aquaman, move over! This power hasn't received the same attention as X's other telepathic abilities have, but to me it's probably one of the coolest. X has the ability to not only communicate with animals telepathically, but share their perceptions and gain control over them, should he require the assistance of a pack of wolves, or a swarm of wasps, or other aggressive and useful creatures out there. No wonder he's able to control Wolverine. In the number 3 spot, he was supposed to be Magneto's brother. Xavier and Magneto have a complicated relationship, starting off as best friends and business partners occasionally, and ending up arch-enemies. Stan Lee originally had intended that the two of them were going to be blood brothers, and he wanted to reveal the relationship later on in the comics. However, like a lot of storylines at Marvel, it kind of got buried along the way as the relationship between the two established over the years. Coming in at number 2, he is a dad. And a pretty awful one. He's frequently depicted as the father figure of the X-Men, but when it comes to his own genetic spawn, he's kind of a deadbeat. In Uncanny X-Men 161, X meets Gabrielle Haller at a psychiatric institute, and in return for telepathically healing her mind, she becomes his lover. Gabby becomes pregnant, and X totally disappears on her with no further contact. David Haller was born, and though no one would be better suited to taming and helping David through the multiple traumas he faced in life. Hello, Terry. terrorist attacks, Daddy simply wasn't there, and because of that he became Legion. And finally, in the #1 spot, he sent a whole X-Men team to their deaths. When his original team was stuck on the living island of Krakoa, X assembled a whole new team with the purpose of rescuing the original. So he sent Cyclops, his brother Vulcan, Darwin, Petra, Havoc, and Sway into the rescue, but they all met their deaths except for Cyclops. Upon Cyclops' return, X wipes his memory of the event. So there's no hard feelings, dude, you know? Then he just went on to send the next rescue team out. So those were the top 10 Professor X surprising facts. Let me know in the comment section down below who you want facts on next. My name is Roya Destroya, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another nerdy list.